And it's kind of disappointing that the first appearance of Ultima within Final Fantasy is so underwhelming.
It's just like
Excalibur is a weapon that keeps popping up within Final Fantasy. Same thing with Ragnarok and the Murasame and the Mazumune.
Yeah.
And every time you find them, even from the very first game, they're fucking awesome. Like, you get them right at the end, and then you equip them, and you go, holy shit, look at this thing. But here, you get Ultima, and you're just like, oh. Also, one of the cities we normally go to is utterly destroyed now.
Oh, fuck.
I think I was fighting these fuckers when I found that Berserk scroll, which happened to allow me to defeat that boss earlier.
You're like, thanks, buddies, and they're like, don't mention it, as you're stabbing them.
Don't mention it, and please don't kill me. Oh, you're doing it anyway. Oh. Look at this fucking vampire lady.
Yeah, so hot.
Yeah.
Right? Like, creepy and hot.
Yeah.
She's swooping in at you.
With those fangs and giving you them eyes.
That,
You know she just wants to suck your blood, but whatever.
You're like, I mean, that's cool. I have plenty to give, right? You're not
I got like, what do I have, like a gallon?
I mean, I give that shit all the time for free.
Yeah. I'm guessing I'm still getting it for free here, but whatever. Because you may have caught a glimpse of it right there, but there's a big-ass tornado just outside of town. And I found 3 items at the end of that battle. I could only take... Well, I couldn't take any of them at first, because, hey, my inventory is full. And so I'm like, God damn it, I don't use items.
I want to show, like, an animated show, anime or otherwise, where it's like RPG rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that it's self-aware, like, oh yeah, we're living in an RPG, but it's just how the world works.
Oh, yeah,
so,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You cut to the shopkeep who's, like, looking out their window, and they see this giant tornado just looming in the distance, and they're just like, like, just not really scared, but just like, God damn it.
Yeah.
just sitting there.
They're just getting their insurance agent on the phone.
And then they're like,
look, I'm not filing a claim yet. I'm just ready to file one.
Or he's trying to file, like, you know, take out an insurance policy, but the tornado's already there, so the insurance guy's like, you know, you're not getting this just because of the tornado, right? Like no pre-existing medical issues kind of thing with health insurance. It's like no pre-existing giant weather anomalies.
You know you live in a high protagonist... Oh, and Leela's fine. She apparently just got, like, cast aside, and then I'm guessing she fucked a shark and then rode the shark back.
So you just see this, like the ocean parting in the surface, and like a jet ski's coming at you really fast, but it's just Leela riding a shark, and then like the shark drops her off, and like she slaps it in the ass as it's taking off.
Yeah,
and
she slaps its shark ass as it turns around the leaf.
And it's all like, God damn it, that woman is insatiable.
Which, by the way, he has illustrated a Naga here, and he seems to have given it a bit of a lady butt. Like we were talking about. Like a little bit, right?
A little bit. Like, because that's where, like, a hip would be.
Because she's bent over here, right? He was thinking about it.
Yeah.
He had the same thought we did.
And he probably was like, well, maybe I should turn it. He's like, yeah, he was like thinking, what would you do?
So we go, remember that big mirror? Then I'm like, this has to be the mirror, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we go there and we show it the Dragoon's pendant that we got a while ago, and it shows us that egg.
Yoshi egg?
Yeah, the egg we carried all the way down and dropped into the sauna, and now that it's had a good soak, it's hatched into a fully grown dragon.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Or a wind drake, at least.
What's the difference between a drake and a dragon?
I believe... God, I was just thinking this actually right before you asked it.
Does it have, like, arms and wings? Well, the dragons have, like, they're, like, quadrupedal, but do they have, like,
I believe,
opposable thumbs?
Wyverns
don't have arms, right?
Wyverns have arms that are their wings.
Yeah, but they don't have a separate...
They don't have separate limbs entirely. I think drakes are generally lesser dragons, more or less. It doesn't necessarily pertain to their form. And then dragons are usually quadrupedal with shoulder-mounted wings.
Okay, yeah.
Which actually makes no evolutionary sense, but fuck it. Wings are always an outgrowth of an existing structure.
Yeah, well, the dragon just needed to evolve to punch and fly.
Yeah, well...
We gotta be able to grab the ladies in distress
exactly.
and fly at the same time.
I mean, just imagine that its wings were, I don't know, there for a back scratch. Just this one animal really needed to scratch its back. Then over time, it was like, what if these were wings, though?
I'd imagine this, like, Mario show, and, like, let's say it just cuts to Bowser, and Bowser just has, like, real big wing envy, and he's just, like, looking at his back in the mirror, and he's like, God damn it, like, and he wishes he could fly. It'd be so much easier if he didn't have to use a clown.
A fucking clown car?
Yeah, it's just, like, ashamed of his shell, like, almost a dragon.
God, how did Bowser get his incredible get-up on in Super Mario Odyssey,
Well,
considering his shell?
He's, maybe he has a tailor, finally, and...
Who can just, like, build his clothes around him?
that can make more than just spiky wristbands for him.
Yeah.
Bowser's like, but I like these!
Yeah, so our old friend Pavel, who pops up from time to time, is like, oh, there's some shit going down. You can go take whatever you want out of my secret storeroom, and I actually didn't need any of it, except that blood sword, which is going to be very useful here in about an hour. You will see.
So none of that stuff was good except the blood sword?
Nope. And the elixir. Actually, this is one of the few Final Fantasies where you can just straight out buy elixirs. Actually, now that I think about it, you could buy elixirs in 2, 4, and 5, maybe even in 1. That may be a more modern conceit where they're like, you can't buy elixirs.
Yeah.
No matter how expensive they are, because they're usually 50 to 100,000 gil.
And then good thing they're so expensive and rare because that makes me not ever use the ones I have.
Exactly. In Final Fantasy IV, once I got to the very end, I found myself actually using elixirs just to get by, because it's like, well, I've hit that point where they're just dumping piles of gil onto me anyway, and I need something to spend it on. And if I can buy them, I know I can always get more if I need them. It is a weird concept that something can be so potent as to be effectively useless.
Yeah. It's like... And then they're so expensive that you get used to not using them. Like, I'll just use a couple high potions instead of an elixir.
Well, and usually it's more economic to use, like, high potions or elixirs or cure or even a tent. Like, after a while, even tents became very expensive, but not prohibitively expensive once you were 3 hours into the game, once you're at the outside Midgar portion of any Final Fantasy.
I'm, super early in Final Fantasy 15 because I just can't seem to find time to like get. I've played the game for like 4 hours, but I'm just really enjoying just playing it, and so I haven't made any progress.
Yeah, you're just fine with wandering the initial open area.
Yeah, exactly. It's so fun, and during one of the tutorial phases, it's like, use an elixir to fully heal yourself, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, I gotta have potions, high potions, and elixir. It's like, use an elixir to heal Prompto Noctis. It's like, how about I use a high potion on those fucks?
Yeah, where even if it gives you the elixir as a tutorial item, it's like, is there any way I can just cheat my way out of this so I can keep that elixir?
Well, and it just kind of, I guess in a thematic sort of way, it makes sense because you guys are like flat broke.
Yeah.
Even being royalty and stuff, you have 1,000 gil, and you're, don't really have a lot of money. And so it's like, I picture them as a bunch of young idiots that don't know how to budget well. So they're like,
yeah, that's good thematically. That's good theming, actually.
It's like, I'm only 50 HP shy of my max. Better pop an elixir.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't know how to live on your own, do you?
You don't know how to budget out your potions and restorative items for the whole month. Son of a bitch.
Just overhealing the fuck out of themselves.
So this was a slightly pivotal moment as well, because I found a second Ripper dagger.
Oh,
which, if you remember, Maria has that one Ripper where even if the initial attack does nothing, it still does between 140 and 180 damage just flat out.
Yeah.
Which isn't huge, but given that this is a game where you can frequently encounter enemies where, hey, I'm doing no damage to them, the ability to know at least one person's putting out 280 to 360 damage per turn means I can just armor up and wait. Wow, sexy. Yeah, I think this is what the sexy vampire lady turned into.
She lost her black hair.
Yeah, I know. Actually, that may be a whole other model. I can't remember. Let's see if I can find this one in here. God, black hair. Why is it so good?
It's just so good.
Why is it so attractive?
I don't know what it is.
It's just got that shine to it.
and it's just like it really frames the features with that just darkness. Let's see.
No, that's kind of a golem man who's like coming at me. There's just a mangy cat.
That is a fucking mangy ass cat.
There's a Dargon. There's that worm. That's exactly that worm from earlier. Like, that's exactly the art.
Does it have anything there to show scale at all?
A little bit. That looks like it could be a chest. Like a treasure chest,
Yeah.
or... The stuff around it is pretty vague. It doesn't quite give you a sense of scale, unfortunately.
That's one thing that I've been allowing myself to do a little bit, is just that even as a kid, it never really occurred to me. It's like, hey, these character sprites can only be so big, but in quote-unquote reality, it's probably like many stories high compared to these guys. Like wood golem is probably gigantic compared to these fuckers. I mean, he already is. Like,
definitely.
But, you know
like,
what I mean?
If you were to drag it over and put it over them, like, that thing is supposed to be probably 15 or 20 feet.
Yeah, like if we pumped all these into some realistic engine, our characters would be around 5 to 6 feet-ish, maybe a little more, and then that thing would be like...
And they finally were able to accomplish that once they got to Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Because you can have 3D models in a 3D space, so you have... Ruby Weapon is the most obvious one, where it's just, this thing's like 500 feet tall. Holy shit. But then there are other enemies you encounter very rarely, like there's, I forget the name of it, it's like called a moon giant or something that you encounter as you're going to the northern crater for the first time in Disc 2. And it's just this tall, it's basically one of those Gygases.
Yeah.
Right? It's just that model, but there it's like 100 feet tall. And there's few enemies in that game as large as that thing.
And then just like a sense of scale too, like
Oh,
besides the
definitely.
characters. Like, oh, there's a tree next to that thing's ankle.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Or when you go to fight Diamond Weapon, and there's just a mountain next to it. Like, oh.
Yeah, Maria's fucking that thing up with the Ripper. What do you do with the other Ripper? Did you give them both to her?
Oh, I gave them both to her, yeah.
Nice.
So she's dual wielding that, so she can put out that damage. Which, like I said, this game unfortunately also has a lopsided method of weapon distribution. So I went a long time without getting any significant upgrades for my characters, and now they're just pouring them on me. They're just Ripper daggers raining down on me.
You got them like taped to your boots.
Yeah. Like, I'm just throwing them away. Come on, get these out of here. To the point where I'm like, man, I know that Therian has 0 dagger skill, but fuck it, I may as well give him 2 and just see what happens.
They're all camping out, and Gus is like cutting his steak with a Ripper, and he like cuts it once, and then it just like
Splits apart.
it cuts even more.
Just perfectly splits. Oh. Ooh. Gus skilled.
Using it for like cutting onions, you get through that shit so quick.
Oh yeah. So I love how we're doing these right now, where I'm pre-recording them and then we're recording the dialogue. Once we get to 8, we're gonna start recording them live. So I'm watching some other videos of people's playthroughs and trying to think of like, what should we do?
Like an idea of how many episodes it takes.
How many episodes it will take, and also how should I edit them? Because how I edit them will also influence how we play through them. It's like, well, are we even gonna bother talking during these parts? Like, should I just cut out these chunks? Should I just speed through them? And like, would it be worth it to just have us talk as we normally do and then speed through it, and our voices are just at double speed for a little bit? I mean, that always sounds funny, but
well, what we could do is we could talk and play, and then when we get to long, like, cutscene parts, we could just, like, fuck off and then do post-commentary for that, maybe? Or I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with 8 to know how long those breaks are in between, or how like, long it is.
It's about as long as any other one. It's approximately 20 hours.
Yeah.
Once we start recording them live, I'm going to... In between our recording sessions, I'm going to do leveling and certain side content and that sort of thing, just so that when we do sit down, it's just story.
Nice.
We're just doing the story beats. Let's go.
Let's be cool.
Basically try to speed run it, and then by the end of it, we'll probably have caught up to where I've leveled the characters to, and then it's just a matter of I go out of my way to go get Odin. And if it's anything noteworthy, like in Final Fantasy VIII, the side quest to go get Odin, I'll record that and we can record some commentary for it real quick, and then I'll throw it up. But otherwise, I'm just gonna leave it out. Like with 9, there's the Chocobo Hot and Cold side quest in order to get all the Chocobo lithographs or chocographs, so that you can go find all the Chocobo treasures throughout the world. And that's how you get some of the most powerful weapons in the game. It's very important that you do that, but it's very, very time consuming.
Yeah.
It's fun at the very least,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't make for good recording material.
Yeah.
So I might do it as like a little montage of
Just sped up real quick and then cutting to
well,
finding
even just like here's the locations of all the treasures. I'm sure there are 1,000 of those videos already, but fuck it, for the sake of your Final Fantasy, it makes sense to have our own.
Well, if our channel has taught us anything, it's that you can make a video like that, like all deaths in
Crash Bandicoot. Yeah,
and
it gets 95% of our views.
Yeah, and there are plenty of those that exist, but people still watch.
People still watch.
And people still comment that you missed one, and
Yeah.
they're like, everybody misses this one. It's like, why are you watching these? You just not getting
Yeah.
your fill of Crash Bandicoot, not getting your fill
Yeah.
of Crash Bandicoot snuff.
People just need their snuff.
And they're like really looking for that Coco one.
Yeah.
Like, you missed the one where Coco gets eaten by the shark. That's the only way I get off.
I'm sorry, I forgot to I'm sorry, I forgot to pander to your vor fetish. I apologize from the deepest cockles of my heart, and I won't do it again.
And then there's like even a conversation going on between the commenters
there?
on. Yeah, like people like talking about it, like, and
Because I looked at the video when we were talking on our podcast last week, and I saw, I did see there was a comment, and I saw like some stuff beneath it, but I hate internet comments, so I didn't engage with it at all.
Especially YouTube comments.
Oh, especially YouTube comments.
So it's like someone was like, you missed one, and then someone was like, I can't believe all these videos always miss that one. And someone was like, I know, right? Or I don't know, to that, basically
something to that
that.
extent.
And it's just like, why?
Why do you need multiple videos of all the crap?
Like, why do you guys? Like, who's looking? Like, who's looking?
And also, if all the videos missed that one, it's probably because it's a rare one that you just don't think of for some reason. I started to record one of those for Crash 2 just because we needed some filler at one point, but then I realized that Crash 2 actually has a lot of redundant just death animations. It's like Crash just turns into a ghost. I'm like, no, this is boring.
What we gotta do is we gotta make a video that's like Crash Bandicoot 3 warped, all deaths, and then it just cuts to like a meatloaf on a plate and our hands just mashing it.
Yeah.
All Wacky Deli. Just like hands in the meatloaf.
Yeah. And I'll record some audio of myself reading from The Origin of Species.
Yeah. And then just like some painful wailing in the distance.
Very faint, very, very faint. So you really only hear it when I'm between sentences and breaths.
Yeah.
Right? But you hear it and you're like, what?
It goes from like dressing the meatloaf with like caramelized onions and stuff to like, and like presenting the plate all nice, and then just hands just destroying it as you're reading that. And then the way, can we do this?
Yeah, we can do this.
And then
because I want some meatloaf.
And then people are just like, what the fuck is this? Like,
you know what we'll do? Let's record that soon-ish. We'll keep it in our belt, and then when the Crash Bandicoot remake comes out, day one, we'll release that Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy all death animations.
And then it just cuts to this thing, and people are like, what the fuck?
And only Jeremy will know to expect it, because only Jeremy is watching our videos. Hey, Jeremy.
Don't you go telling anyone, Jeremy.
It's between us, Jeremy. To us and anyone you can get to watch.
Just don't put it in the wiki yet.
Just don't put it in the wiki yet. Don't put it until after, okay?
And then you can tell everyone you were the guy that knew.
Thanks, Jeremy. You're my favorite boy.
Who's this?
This is the Empiror. I know, right? The big bad, who we've seen twice.
He's sitting in the decommissioned robot?
He appears to be sitting in a decommissioned robot with long Nintendo style arms.
Where these assholes come from?
He said, go get them, men, and now we have to fight his men's.
And the horse is like, why? We didn't sign up for this.
Why do I have to die? I'm just a horse.
Oh man. The way you said that reminded me of something I'm going to bring up on the podcast about Silver Bullet.
Does that do with Gary Busey?
It just has it has to do with the character, the one when the character finds his son dead.
Oh,
and the
yeah,
noise
yeah,
that he makes.
Yeah.
It's just so ridiculous. That movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to get into it because I want to save
Uh-huh.
it for the podcast. But man, that fucking movie.
So I was throwing more men's at us. Because this Emperor just has plenty of men's.
More men. I need more men. God, the Emperor is insatiable. That's just an ongoing joke in this world of Final Fantasy 2. Are
And
these?
no one's quite certain if they're comfortable with the joke.
Yeah. It's like Leela's insatiable.
It's fine for Leela. She's a sexy pirate lady. That's empowering.
That one guy, Gotos or whatever his name was, that was like we had to go kill in order to take back. He's just like eating raw garlic and shitting on the throne. And it's like, God damn, that guy's insatiable.
Oh, I see. It's a running joke about people being insatiable.
Yeah.
Okay.
The shark, yeah, looking back.
Yeah. Rubbing his shark butt.
Yeah,
With his long shark fin.
It's a little sore. She slaps it in those shark button wings.
So now we can fight. I know. Now we can fight him, but first we have to punch through a wood golem and 2 more guards. Because we already killed 8 guards in a row. So what's 2 more?
Out of all of the golems, I think wood is silly.
It's pretty silly, isn't it?
I'd make a
Like-
table out of that asshole once I'm
Yeah.
done with him. No, please.
Or you would just burn it.
Yeah.
Like a mithril golem is pretty imposing because
Yeah.
mithril is this fucked up elven metal.
And rock is always a good starting golem
Yeah.
because it's like, oh wow, that's scary. But
Animate rock? Damn.
Yeah.
But wood?
wood,
You gotta give me a fucking splinter there, wood golem.
you
That's what we're gonna do.
sneak up on wood golems while they're sleeping and carve like a heart in their lower
Yeah,
back
yeah.
that's like MJ plus FT forever. Like just and it's just like, oh no! And you're like, oh, you got a tramp stamp now, wood golem. What are you gonna do about it?
Oh, I'm real embarrassed. And then the Emperor just dies.
Oh wow.
He dies real easy. It's almost embarrassing. I'm almost embarrassed for the Emperor.
Everybody got smarter for having murdered that emperor.
Oh, I know how to kill emperors now. That's good knowledge to have in this world. Turns out you just punch him a bunch.
I didn't know that before. Now I do. Let's go back to Finn. Flynn? We don't know. They
Holy
just
crap.
killed this guy and celebrated.
Yeah, they just killed him and celebrated. Now I'm looking through the art for Final Fantasy 3, and Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
like he stepped up his game.
there was a giant step up.
like they had money to give him now.
I think I'm
I gotta play 3 now.
I'm curious about where, like maybe like where his inspiration came from earlier, because it looked really like comic booky with all that black and white.
Yeah.
Like look at this dance.
I know. Let's just make these characters fucking orbit around each other for a bit.
They probably are doing that one dance that's in every like fantasy dance where
Yeah.
like people put their backs of their hands to each other's backs of their hands and spin around.
What even is that dance?
I don't know.
What is that lame dance?
It was because they couldn't. I don't know. Leela's not even joining in because nobody wants to dance with her because she keeps like not doing the back of the hand thing and keeps grabbing asses.
You know how Amethyst dances in...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how Leela dances.
It'd be rad.
Yeah.
I love when Amethyst dances. She's
Yeah.
all nasty about it. And
To the
like,
point where Pearl is covering up
yeah.
Steven's eyes.
And it's just so funny because Pearl's all this elegant ballerina.
Uh-huh.
And then, you know, Garnet's like